They say a week is a long time in politics. Well, I can tell you what, a month is a hell of a long time in livestock. We're going to chat about livestock with the GM of Livestock for PGG Wrightson, Peter Moore. Before we do, Peter, like me, all things being normal, although there is no normal these days and no COVID, you and I would have been at Mystery Creek today, and you live up near there. What would the weather have been like?
Oh, probably typical field days week, Jamie. Fog and cold and sun's out for a while and then fog again. So, but no, you're right. It would have been at the field days, and certainly, it's a massive event for the Waikato, and clearly no event this year. So it's quite eerie actually, because we were just talking about it last night about the fact that where I live in Cambridge, there would have been traffic everywhere. Everything would have been slow to get anywhere, but not this year.
Is the backlog in our processing works over? We understand they've caught up on lamb. There's still a bit of a wait time for beef. How long will it take to sort all that?
Oh, no, certainly there's been a big shift in the last month. Certainly the sheep, getting sheep killed, it doesn't seem to be too much of a problem at all. Boner cattle, bulls, etc., manufacturing types of cattle still being killed okay, but there's still a bit of a backlog in the prime beef sector. But it's nothing like the wait we had a month ago. I think when we last talked, we were sort of talking 2 to 3 weeks. We're probably now talking at less than a week. So much, much better space than we were.
Why do the boner cows take precedence over the prime beef? Is it because they've got to get off the farm?
Yeah, got to get off the farms. Obviously, dairy herds being, this time of the year, they're getting down to the winter numbers, but some farmers have had to carry them longer. But also, the manufacturing beef globally and the commodity beef is probably much more sought after right now than prime beef. So.
Yeah, it makes sense to do it that way.
Yep.
Look, the sale yards are back up and running, which is great, but does this spell the end of the online sales? Because we were forced to take on this new technology under lockdown, and I know that Bidr is your product, and it's gone pretty well.
Yeah, no, certainly sale yards are all up and running, and which is great to see, but Bidr is certainly still running well. I mean, a lot of this time of the year, there's a lot of bull sales, on-farm bull sales being held, and we've been running almost every day 1 or 2 online sales in conjunction with the sale on farm, so people can still log on and bid remotely, and we've had some quite successful sales where people have been buying remotely as well as people buying on farm.
Is that the new future? 2 bites at the cherry. You can either be at the venue or online.
Absolutely. So that's always been part of our strategy, and it's sort of got fast-tracked through the COVID situation. So, ultimately we will be able to offer the ordinary, well, we can already offer, obviously, the ordinary online selling, but we can also offer what we're calling a hybrid situation where farms can run an auction on farm but also have people online bidding at the same time.
There you go. Every cloud has its silver lining. That's a positive out of COVID. What about the prices? It's typical that we get a bit of an end of season procurement war, and I've probably overstated it with war. It's more like a scuffle these days, especially for the lambs. Do you expect that to happen again?
Yeah, I think certainly in the lamb space. I mean, we've certainly seen lambs, the price of lambs lifted probably $15 or $20 in the last couple of weeks, and I think that's, 2 things are driving that, of course. One is demand, but the second one is a lot of the countries now had some rain and there's a bit more grass around. In the beef sector, my prediction is, it's only prediction, we may see less of a scuffle in that space because I think there is a little bit of uncertainty about just what the value of prime beef will be going, certainly in the short to medium term. But the lamb outlook still looks pretty solid.
Let's just finish on the feed situation. A month ago, you were kind of in lockdown. You were doing everything via Zoom, but no doubt, like a lot of stock agents, Peter, you'll be doing a bit of zooming around in your car now. What are you looking like in the upper North Island?
Certainly a hell of a lot better than we did a month ago. The Waikato was green a month ago, but didn't have a lot of feed around it. Now there's pretty good covers everywhere. Northland, talking to Northland guys over the last week or so, they've gone from sort of being in severe drought and no grass to seeing the grass growing well because it's still warm. But yeah, it's changed dramatically. Still at East Coast Gisborne, I think, while I've had rain, still certainly wouldn't say they were in a feed surplus, but at least it's green, and at least that gives people a bit more confidence.
Well, New Zealand's a better place than it was a month ago. We can certainly agree on that one. Peter Moore from PGG Wrightson Livestock, thanks for your time. We'll catch you next month at Virtual Field Day. See you later.